Malawi is facing a human rights crisis. Its albino community has seen an increase in the numbers of attacks, abductions and killings, and even children aren't safe. The belief that the body parts of members of the albino community hold magical powers means that they've been targeted for centuries, but now reports that even family members are involved in killings has led the government to act. John Ray has been to investigate the extent of the problem.
This is Africa's golden hour, a magical time when the sinking sun draws the heat from a fading day. For some, these moments were always the most precious of all. But now the dying light has come to herald only the darkest danger.
What did these people want to do to you?
They wanted to kill us. So they wanted to kill us and take our bones.
They killed David using a hammer.
We have witch doctors who have been involved in the killings.
These are crimes rooted in age-old prejudice found in many parts of Africa. But only in the past 2 years have ritual murders begun here in Malawi, one of the continent's poorest nations, where myth and superstition linger, and those believed to possess special powers are hunted for their skin and bones. Albinism affects perhaps 1 in 2,000 people here. A genetic condition, it leaves them defenseless against the sun and all too obviously vulnerable to an evil trade rooted in ignorance, driven by poverty.
It was midnight when some attackers came with the name of killing us.
4 men swinging a machete, razor sharp.
They were using a knife like this?
This knife, yeah.
That's a
It
vicious
was so
looking
sharp
thing.
knife.
They were trying to cut your arm off. You think they were trying to hack your arm off to take it away?
Yeah, they want to take my arm after seeing that they have failed to hold the whole body.
What do you think of a man who attacks another man
Yeah.
with a knife like this?
They took us as what? As an animal. As they are slaughtering an animal, not as a human being. So it is not good at all. It's a sin, I can say so.
His brother has a deep scar on his face. There's another on his chest. Both were convinced they would die.
Wife yanto ajalo Albino kwambiri amafunzisa mafuba kulimira kati kumapanga kumakakulisa maiwena ndena.
Their screams woke their neighbours, who chased the attackers off. But whoever they were must know them and know where they live.
I spent more night not sleeping just because I'm afraid of being attacked again. Well, I cannot trust a friend right now, except my both parents.
The scary thing about this is whoever did this must be close by. They're still free.
Yeah,
the people who did this.
Yeah, they're still free.
Malawians place great faith in traditional healers who boast of miraculous powers. Listen to this radio ad. He claims to treat cancer, to find missing loved ones, and much more. To an outsider, it might look like theatre, but in a land where there are few hospitals and just 600 doctors, these are the medicine men most Malawians consult. They promise to cure my every ailment and make my worst enemy disappear forever. We're assured, of course, of no human ingredient in their potions, but they know some believe albinos contain the most potent magic of all. That they can guarantee good fortune and great prosperity, that there is literally gold hidden in the bones.
What magic is it that some people believe is in albinos?
Malawi's courts have tried to ban traditional medicine, following the example of neighbouring Tanzania. But campaigners tell us that crackdown merely led witch doctors to offer big money to albino traffickers, who spirit their victims across borders and to their deaths. Namvalani tells me she considered her son a blessing. Now her grief is a curse. This grainy image is the only physical evidence David ever existed, a photograph with tragic irony from a campaign to raise awareness of albinism. David loved football. He was last seen alive watching a game on this ground. It's here that he met a man who had for weeks been buying him small gifts. He'd been groomed for the witch doctor.
David had a trust in this person without knowing that this person was doing that with the intention of killing him or taking him to a witch doctor.
Under cover of night, he was driven to Mozambique, beaten to death, his body plundered and what remained burnt and buried. There was nothing left to return to his family, no grave, no monument, only memories.
Ndipo ndikamaenda pena paliponse mwina madzafika mtimawu kudzazama mwina nsomaso mudimu ndimamba ndakhala tsonga.
Okay, good morning. How are you?
Clement was one of David's teachers. He tries to pass on a message of tolerance.
When you are respecting each other, we do receive blessings from God.
But come the evening, no albino child dare walk home alone.
I don't trust any person as of now. If David was killed like that, the one who was in my class, the next person to be killed will be a teacher, who is also a person with what? Albinism.
So it could be you next, you think?
Exactly.
In 2.5 years, 20 murders and more than 100 attacks. Malawi's police chief tells me those caught face tougher sentences. Still, poverty tempts even parents to sell their own children.
The suspects are being the relatives, or even the father, the uncles of the person living with albinism. The police is doing the best.
That's not how it looks to Boniface Massa. Malawi's albino population, he says, for too long has been the target of prejudice, while authorities hold their lives too cheaply.
The killings have always been there. The abuses, as I said, they have always been there. It's only that maybe the last 3 years they have been exposed. And I thank God that that has been done, because the majority of us, I think, have died silently.
Across Africa, albinos insist they will suffer in silence no longer.
What we have discovered here is a brutal and bloody business fueled by powerful forces, by greed, by superstition and ignorance. But at root, those are failings familiar to us all when we judge people by the colour of their skin and not by our common humanity.
Albinos is like each and everybody, because we are all God's image.
We're all in God's image.
Yeah.
With good reason, they must shrink from the sun, but that should not mean they must hide in the dark.